The light.
Hey, howdy, hey. I guess people of the internet, whatever. Hey, howdy, hey, people of the internet, awesome people, Wolfman4 and Dash here today with another genre bender. Now, some of you might not remember The Good Dinosaur that well. It's kind of one of those Pixar films that isn't quite as iconic as some of their earlier work, nor has had much awards, again, like their earlier work. But it's a film some of us do remember and did kind of came and went. It's basically another attempt by Disney overall to create another dinosaur film after the film that came before this one kind of didn't do too well. So yeah, and it's, in my opinion, it's an alright film. I wouldn't say it's like fantastic, groundbreaking or anything, but it's alright for what it is. It gives me some Ice Age vibes and some other vibes as well. And the general idea of it is that it's basically a story where the asteroid doesn't hit Earth and the dinosaurs continue to live their lives, eventually becoming not quite anthropomorphic, but getting to the point where they do evolve to a point where they actually start being farmers, hagglers, and everything. So yeah. So today I'm going to talk about what if that film was portrayed as a disaster film. Now, as we all know, there is the thing that people often know, that when you get a disaster film, there's always a lot of things that happen. Asteroids could be falling, tornadoes could be happening, earthquakes, the rest of it. It's basically, a disaster film is when lots of different natural disasters are happening and you get a bunch of these characters that are trying to survive. So for it to work for The Good Dinosaur, if it was a disaster film, it would probably be a case of either the film starts with the asteroid hitting the planet and the dinosaurs and somehow the dinosaurs remain and survive somehow, but it's at a point where the Earth actually does get destroyed ultimately because of the asteroid that hits the Earth. Of course, in real life, we did survive, or as history likes to let you believe. So as a disaster film, it could potentially work, but at the same time might end up being a shorter film than we realise. You see, Good Dinosaur as a short film would be asteroid hits the Earth, and then all the dinosaurs are trying to survive, and then there's like one good dinosaur that's like trying to find a way to make sure everything stays intact. And yeah, it could fundamentally change the overall film at large, if it went that way. But it's probably just well that it went the way it did, because yes, there are still some natural disasters that do happen in The Good Dinosaur as it is. It's just that so many people forget about it and don't really remember it that well. And I know it's definitely a Pixar film that honestly could have been a whole lot better than it was. Not to say it was outright bad, terrible or anything, but it could have been a hell of a lot better. And as a disaster film, I don't know if it would have changed public opinions, critical opinions, or whatever. But as an overall film, it could have been a lot better than it actually was. And even the dinosaur film that Disney made before it, simply called Dinosaur, yeah, it came and went. We don't really remember it that well. And even with all the merchandise and so forth that Disney love to throw out every time they make a new film, yeah, some of their franchises are more longer lasting than others, which is sad. But you gotta accept that some things will not work out as well as they could have done. So yeah, I don't know if I'd say Good Dinosaur was the worst Pixar film. No, most of their films are really good. It's very rare that you do get some films that are really, really bad. Cars 2 is probably the only exception in that it is really, really bad of a film. In that it could have been a film about human spies, not another Cars film about spy cars. But we're not talking about that. And yeah, So it's not. I don't really know what else to say really, because The Good Dinosaur is you got a good dinosaur in there, and it probably will still have a good dinosaur, regardless of whether it plays out like it did or plays out like a disaster film where the meteorite does hit the Earth and the dinosaurs are trying to do what they can to save themselves. But ultimately, a good dinosaur realizes that they need a leader, and they follow this dinosaur to try and save their planet and everything. And honestly, I didn't actually watch the film again before doing this vlog, because it's one of those films that I do remember most of it. There's obviously a few parts that I don't remember too much from. Most Pixar films I do remember quite well, even Cars 2. Yeah, enough about that. And overall, it's a film that could work as... I don't really want to repeat myself, but yeah, it's hard to really explain something and not really repeat yourself too much. But yeah, Good Dinosaur as it was fine. Not that memorable and all that. Good Dinosaur as a disaster film could also work. Might get the same reception I got, but some people might actually like it as a disaster film for all we know. So yeah, and yeah, I can't think of anything else to say. Pixar have done so many great stuff over the years. Some of their greatest films are among the highest grossing animated films of all time. Some of their lesser known films, especially the short films, should be given at least one watch. And don't ever underestimate the animation company that they are. Sure, they've made a couple of stinkers, but they make nothing but consistently good stuff. At times having a couple of stinkers, but that can be forgiven. Just like how many people at Marvel, you can forgive a couple of stinkers in the Infinity Saga, but the Multiverse Saga has just got way too many stinkers. So yeah, and I can't think of anything else to say other than give The Good Dinosaur a watch if you want to. But if I'm being honest, you're not really missing much. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying it's 50-50. Okay, but it's probably not going to leave much of an impact on you, and it's probably going to be something you're going to forget about quite quickly after you see it. But so yeah, and that's all I'm going to say. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button and also the bell as well, so you're notified. I upload videos at 1 PM BST/GMT every single day, as well as some random shorts on occasion. And if you like the video, hit the like button, share with your pals, leave a comment wherever it is. See you in the next one. Peace to you all. I don't do all my videos like this where I'm not wearing much, but I'm only doing it this time because the day I'm recording this is a hot-ish day. So it's cooling down, nothing more than that. So yeah, and yeah, not all even though there are some dinosaurs that are good, not all of them are good. Some of them are really bad motherfuckers. And some of them are just bad because they can be bad. But always look out for the good in people, because you might find some good in some of the worst people in the world. I wouldn't know, because I've never found it, because I've not yet found anybody that's that's bad, like as in people just don't like that person and it's just doesn't have any good in them. I don't know. Yeah, there's nice people, there's some bad people. Balance it out and everything. So yeah, right. Toodles.